This is Computer Science 311 with Professor Schmidt. We are Group 2C, and we researched Android application development. I'm Katie.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Haley. Please select the next slide.
The following research focuses on student research as it relates to Android application development. Looking at the background of the Android operating system allows a basic understanding of how the Android system functions. Functioning includes application development, a do-it-yourself programming capability with room for future improvements and changes. Please select next slide.
Is there an app for that? In today's society, apps are heavily relied on for everything, from driving directions to entertainment. But do we really know what goes into making an application? It is important to look at the history of apps, how they work, and the future plans for apps to try to better understand how much they impact our lives. Android has new development plans for the future to improve technology and what can be accomplished through the use of apps. Please select the next slide.
Android operating system. Android is an operating system for mobile devices, specifically smartphones and tablet computers. Development of Android was made by Open Handset Alliance, a group of firms organized to create open standards for mobile devices, ultimately led by Google. Google entered the mobile phone market to put its search and application on mobile phones when it bought Android Incorporated in 2005. Android consists of a kernel similar to the Linux kernel. In computing, a kernel is considered the main component of most operating systems, as it connects the application software to the hardware of the computer. The main hardware platform for Android is the ARM architecture. The usage of mobile devices has created a demand for all-day use, high-definition multimedia, and an uncompromised Web 2.0 internet experience. With that said, ARM architecture is the industry's leading provider of 32-bit embedded microprocessors. Please select next slide. How to make an app. How App Inventor works. App Inventor was created with a do-it-yourself approach to programming. The creation of an app necessitates a web browser. If you use a smartphone, connect it to your computer via a USB cord. Once a live connection has been created, the app will begin to appear on the phone as you combine components to create the app. First, you will begin creating the design of the app, which will be how it looks. Second, the behavior of the app is created. That is determining what the app will do. Please select next slide.
Application software development. The history of App Inventor is quite extensive. Although it hasn't been in existence for long, it has had a lot of success. Originally created in 2010 by Hal Albertson of Google Research with the mission to give anyone and everyone the opportunity to create applications for mobile device usage. App Inventor was removed from Google Labs and transferred to the Center of Mobile Learning of the Media Lab of MIT, still under Albertson's direction. Next slide, please. Android application. Android applications are written in Java and archived with an APK suffix. Application usage only what they need to run and nothing more. So there are never any unnecessary programs open or running when they do not need to be. Applications use a multi-user Linux system so that information can be shared from one program to another, allowing apps to work together.
There are 4 different types of application components: activities, services, content providers, and broadcast receivers. An activity is a single screen with a user interface. For example, looking at a list of emails on an email application. A service is a component that runs in the background to perform long-running operations or to perform work for remote processes. A service does not provide a user interface. This would be like playing music while checking email. A content provider manages a shared set of application data. For instance, an application that allows the user to read and write information would be a content provider. This would be like Notepad. A broadcast receiver is a component that responds to system-wide broadcast announcements. An example of this would be a message that informs the user that the battery is low. Please select next slide. Since not all Androids have the same features, it is important to declare application requirements. This will prevent applications from being installed on devices that are not compatible. The major requirements that should be declared are screen size, density, input configurations, device features, and platform versions. Please select next slide. There are 4 types of screen sizes, which are small, normal, large, and extra large, and 4 different types of screen densities: low density, medium density, high density, and extra high density. Please select next slide. Input configurations involve the different methods of typing. Some devices use a hardware keyboard, tracking ball, or a 5-way navigation pad. Device features include hardware and software features. Not all Androids have the same features. Some may have features like cameras or Bluetooth that other devices may not have. Please select next slide. Different Androids run on different platforms. Some may be using Android 1.6 and others could be using Android 2.3. It is important to declare these requirements for the application because when the application is distributed on Google Play, the store uses these declarations to filter what apps can go on each device. Please select the next slide.
Future developments. As our society becomes more and more dependent on mobile technology, it is important that mobile development take a cross-platform approach in order to reach as many clients as possible. Currently, there are a multitude of platforms in which developers must decide how to minimize the need to rewrite separate code for each and rather create cross-platform application development that maintains unique capabilities and features. Next slide, please. Conclusion. In conclusion, Android apps are successful because of their independence from a phone service provider and their unique open operating system. Android focuses on the user and caters to the user's needs. Android has a promising future and is continuing to look for ways to make their technology better. Android is in the process of creating apps to help educators with new teaching technologies. From games to news and travel and more, apps are a dominating resource in our world. Next slide, please. Ending note. We've learned a lot in this course about up-and-coming technological inventions and what they may learn for our lives in the future. Application development can help you create your future by making an app that would enhance your daily life as well as others. We hope that you use this information to create your own happiness.